Hey guys, and welcome to Film Artsy, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And today we have some really interesting leaks and news surrounding one director that we thought would have a much more involved role in the future of the DCEU, considering what's going on now. And now it's sounding like, from different outlets that are reporting this, that Zack Snyder, the director of the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which fans are so excited about, may not have any more involvement in DC moving forward after this movie is finally re-released. So let's go ahead and talk about this, but before we fully dive in, we just wanted to take a quick moment to remind you guys that we do have an Instagram page that we've been working on really hard. We have some really great content over there, so if you guys like this type of content and you just want to follow that Marvel, DC stuff in maybe a more shorter form way, if you want to see some memes and interact with us, go ahead and make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. There's a link in the description down below. But let's go ahead and jump back into the story. Now, this stuff actually was originally published on Sci-Fi Wire, which is a pretty reputable source here, but it sounds like Zack Snyder's involvement in the DCEU will more than likely come to an end after HBO Max releases the Zack Snyder Cut of the 2017 film Justice League. Now, they reported that the New York Times actually had the inside scoop on this one, and when it comes to what DC is planning for the future of their films, and with various studio executives kind of talking about what this project will entail, they kind of described it in the sense of a self-contained story and involvement that will not necessarily be something expanded upon into the future. And it looks like the team at DC and the executives are planning on moving forward with other projects without necessarily having Zack Snyder fully involved going forward. Now, nonetheless, it does seem like the new Justice League film will be releasing in March 2021 on HBO Max as, of course, that 4-part series. And for the most part, it did get a very large budget to be recut and shot, and there was all these talks from weeks ago of various people kind of confirming that DC's plan is to somewhat retcon that original release and make the director's cut version the main version of this film and the canon version of the film. Now, nonetheless, while we don't necessarily know what this report could fully mean for the future, it might just be the fact that DC doesn't necessarily have plans for Zack Snyder to jump on as a movie director in the future, but it doesn't necessarily mean his involvement in the future of the DCEU will be scrapped altogether. For instance, Snyder actually worked alongside Patty Jenkins as a producer for Wonder Woman 1984, but with the general future of the DCEU kind of being a little bit ambiguous with how DC is planning on splitting their universe up a little bit more, having one connected universe, which they've already started a while back, and then another separate multiverse that has these standalone films, much like we had with the Joker, what we'll see with the Batman film starring Robert Pattinson. It's kind of turning into a unique type of multiverse universe, cinematic universe, whatever you want to call it, that also is going to be kind of taking a bit of a note from Marvel, releasing smaller releases on HBO Max as well, whether it be short series or other films directly and exclusively on the platform. Still, we feel like we're going to start to get more information as to what the future has in store for DC once we see a little bit more of the Flash movie, because this Flash movie is set up to not only release in 2022, but also tie together a lot of the storylines and plot lines that are a bit more ambiguous and maybe put the whole universe on track and the whole series on track to be a little bit more focused. Though, it will be interesting to see if DC chooses not to use Zack Snyder in the future, considering how much fans have been wanting to see Zack Snyder's Justice League, and now that they're finally getting it, it would be a shame if this ends up being really good and we never see anything like it or at this caliber ever again in the future. But we do want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. Let us know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos like this uploaded every single day of the week. But that's it for today. We'll see you guys all next time with a brand new video.
I'm about to.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. See you guys.
Know anybody?